Alright, so I'll be starting with my thoughts on each character. As you can see on the screen, there's a tier list of all the characters from DC5 Episode 2. Um, so yeah, first starting off with Eevee. So, 24th is Eevee. Oh, P.S. This is not my prediction. This is my thoughts, obviously. And later on, I'm going to put an eliminated tier right under the F tier because, I want to rank the eliminated players just based on them being eliminated, and I'll get to them last. But we only have one person, so I included Aubrey, and plus she was in this episode. And if Rescue Island this season works like Edge of Extinction, then I guess we're not doing an eliminated tier, unless I decide to. But in that case, we'd see Aubrey every episode. Anyways, 24th is Eevee. Eevee, ultimately didn't really do much. Well, she did. She actually had a lot of screen time. So that kind of makes me upset, because I feel like you can give that screen time to, like, Allie, or if you want to give it to a fan, give it to, like, Nora or something. You're going to give her something, jeez. Maybe have Junior look for, I'm assuming it's a Beware advantage. So yeah, there's, like, a lot of stuff you could do with the screen time, but you gave it to Eevee. I mean, her going on the journey was one thing, but, like, she didn't need any more other than that. Especially after the challenge. So yeah, she's a neutral. She's, depending on how she acts in episode 2, she'll probably go in dislike. Hate, it's a strong word. That's something that I hope no one ever has to go in. But if it comes down to it, then I might have to put her there. Next is Allie. Allie didn't do much this episode. It's nothing against her. It's just that she didn't do much, like, at all. Like, no one's really talking about it. But that's because not a lot of people like Allie. But I haven't seen a lot of people mention it for Benji. Like, Benji didn't get that much screen time this episode. I mean, other than laughing at Alec, which was like a moment. But either way, Allie, she didn't do much, so nothing against her. That's just where she has to go. So, 22nd is Spencer. Spencer definitely didn't do much. It was like, the line count was, for last place, is a tie between Spencer and Natalia. And, I think last would be Spencer. Because I feel like Natalia felt like she had more screen time than Spencer. Especially because she shouldn't have been, like, maybe even laughing at Alec, but she just wasn't there. Either way, I think Spencer is a very interesting character. We just need to see him in action first. So 21st and last in neutral is Natalia. Natalia is, like, a very nice character, very interesting. Thing is, she hasn't done much yet, so yeah. So, for C tier, it's mainly the characters who didn't do much, or I genuinely, like, the only one I genuinely think deserves to be in C tier right now is Eevee. And I think after episode 2, and especially if the favorites lose and they all get some screen time, Allie, Spencer, and Natalia is all going up, because I feel like all of them's going to have a major role in the elimination. Especially Natalia and Spencer, they need it. Allie, I think she's going to be the swing vote, so, one of the swing votes, so I think she'll definitely have a big role. So, first in B tier, Ernesto barely makes it. If he didn't see the excuse me thing, I swear he would have probably been right next to Eevee, and 23rd, but, he ends up in 20th, for the sole reason being, I feel bad for him, and I want to see him in action. If he doesn't have one of those sympathy lines again, or doesn't get, like, a progression to his leadership arc, or has any interesting conversations, then he's probably going to go down, but I feel like he can go up. So 19th is Benji. Like I said, with Allie, he didn't do much, but he's Benji, so I like him, so he went higher significantly. 4 places even, so, yeah. I think Benji had more lines than Allie, I forgot, but yeah, either way, I think Benji's an interesting character, and he needs more screen time. So, Fiore's next. In 18th. Fiore would be in love, or actually, she definitely would have been an absolute icon if she didn't say the thing about Benji and, Spencer. Those very, very dumb, not Fiore-like excuses do not work with them. She's a child, I'm aware. I haven't got any comments on the last video yet, but I genuinely think she couldn't have made any other excuse and it would have been better. Next is Nora. She made comments, and all of them were not iconic. That would be a big word. But pretty funny, honestly. Not audibly funny, but funny enough to be like, okay, I like her. I'm interested to see what happens with her and Dunia. Very excited if they're just going to be enemies and vote each other off eventually, or be enemies to lovers. I don't know. I want to see at what point do they turn, you know? I'm very curious about that. But yeah, Nora, very interesting. She's going there. Especially since she's my winner pick, that's a pretty good start, I'd say. It could be worse. Imagine one of the winners is a neutral from episode 1. That's crazy. Anyways, next is Gabby. So I think Gabby has a very, very interesting role in this episode, right? She did pretty much almost nothing. She's in the Cyan Alliance, which is good, but that's about it. Next is Tom. I think Tom is a very interesting character because now he's leader. Didn't see that from him. Kind of caught me off guard, which is pretty good. If you catch me off guard for a non-bad reason, it's probably good. So I'm interested to see what Tom does. He's a very interesting character. I want to see him in action. Strategically, like strategical action, because he's gonna be focused. So I want to see him lead some strategy moments and make good strategic moves. It wouldn't be Tom like to make good strategic moves, but it could make him more liked or make him more hated. There's no happy medium there. And lastly, the top of B tier is Aubrey. Now, when I was making this, even before I got to Aubrey, I did the favorites first, and then the fans. Okay, I know where Aubrey's going. She's going to the top of B tier, aka like tier. So, yeah. I think Aubrey was annoying this episode, which is why she's not an absolute icon or love, but she's good this episode. I think she's very good at this episode. She's a good first boot, you know. How she bases her strategy off zodiac signs is kind of annoying, which is why she's a good first boot. But I think she still has potential, and the fact that she was right about Sam is telling me something. Telling me that if she did come back, hypothetically, even though it never happened, get Sam out, and then had a next target, I'm curious who it would be. Probably Alec if he was to learn something. So that's the B tier. Basically, B tier you can see the progression of me liking a character to me feeling like they're more the neutral side of the like tier. So next is love. There's a big differentiation, I definitely said that wrong, of the like tier from Aubrey and the love tier with Olia. So we are now in the top 13. So 13th is Olia or Olivia, but personally, I call her Olia because that's her name. Olia is a very cool character, right? She's very innocent, and I love that. And it makes me feel bad. Not like as emotional as Ernesto, which is weird, but I feel bad that she lost her ally, because I feel like they can have a pretty cool friendship that can develop into something more like loyal based. Maybe made some connections. Their friendship, did it kind of seem forced? No, they led into it decent, but if someone said it was forced, I wouldn't argue back. But yeah, they only had one episode to develop, so they didn't get anything at all. Next is Bruno. I love Bruno because his energy's nice. I think I can relate to him on the super fan basis, and yeah. So he probably remembers everything from every season, and there's only 4 seasons, so not saying much. And I pretty much can too. If you gave me like 10 questions about Disventure Camp, like the episodes from the past 4 seasons, I probably could answer them. More than likely. Next is Anastasia at 11th, almost at top 10. Anastasia was nice to Rosa, which is something I wasn't expecting. I was expecting her to interact with Tom first, but she probably will eventually. I'm not going to get impatient with that. But her interactions with Rosa are interesting. I do think Anastasia's going to go before Rosa. So, I don't know. It's just that Anastasia also confuses me strategically, so it doesn't make her an absolute icon, and she didn't do significantly a lot other than talk to Rosa this episode and defend Tom and hurt Alec, I guess you can say. But whatever. I still love how she's playing her nice side, but still aggressive and determined to win, which is very interesting. I saw a prediction on Reddit saying that Anastasia's going to get 5th and having a very similar Final Four to mine. Me personally, I wouldn't mind her at 5th, especially because as long as she sticks to her, my good side, which is like her being nice, I would be very interested to see how she makes Final 5 being nice, especially with Disventure Camp and how they love this drama. But she probably, if she makes Final 5, she's probably gonna be ruthless again and get cut, unlike DC4. Top 10. 10th is Alec. Alec did a lot this episode, so that kind of puts him here automatically. I still love him this episode. His dynamic with Evie's awkward, yet amazing at the same time. But Alec carries it, by the way, just letting you know. In my personal opinion. I know that's not for most people, but that's just my personal opinion. Alec's hate is deserved. After hearing some points on it, yeah, he did neglect his child. He is a big target. He led the Villains Alliance in Season 3. He got a lot of people out in Season 1, so yeah. His hate is justified. However, do I like it? Yes. I kind of do. It's kind of funny. Especially because he doesn't even try to defend himself at the end of Episode 1. So, it's going to be very interesting to see how he gets out that hole. Because even though I want to see them fail a little bit, they're probably going to escape out of that hole. Let's be honest. If we're talking about O and C here, I don't think either of them meaning Fury and Alex, going to make it past Final 5, at all. But even so, it's very interesting. I want to see how they progress. Next is Manu at 9th. Manu's just honestly a chill guy. I know we left that in 2024 or whatever, but yeah, he's like this, not old man, but your favorite uncle. He's giving that energy, your favorite uncle. That's what he's giving, and I love that. I love that archetype. All right, top 8. So saying that, basing off episode 1, if this was the final 8, it'd be a pretty good final 8, I guess. So 8th is Dunia. Very ironic. You'll see why later. Dunia is I love her voice actor. I love her character. I watched this show with my aunt and grandma. They love her giggles. I think she's gonna make a very deep run. Especially if she makes it that far with Nora, that would be very interesting. I feel like what ONC could do is that they can either do two things. They can get rid of one of the lesbians before we're 8th place, or they push them past the final 8, trick us all, and then get rid of one of them in the final 7. I can see that happening, but I think it still would be interesting seeing them both make the merge. I'd love to see a couple make the merge without a comeback challenge. I think that'd be very interesting. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that again. If they get together before the merge, I think, and one of them gets eliminated, they don't need to come back. Even if it's Junior or Nora. Doesn't matter. 7th, Finn. I think 7th place is a good place for Finn, both prediction-wise, in some circumstances, and especially thought-wise, because, Finn had my favorite line, gay address book, that was iconic, that was something I'll remember throughout the season. Throughout the season's a stretch. I probably, by episode, what episode? Probably by episode, 18, I forget most of the stuff at the top of my head from episode 1, but, still. Maybe a little sooner than that. 6th is Ren. I love Ren's hanging from trees and stuff. It's very interesting, and it makes for interesting dynamics, and he might have the spy shack or spy shed thing that Tony Vlachos used in all his seasons. I forgot Kajian, Game Changers, and Winners at War, I believe. So that could hint at a potential Ren win. It's kind of foreshadowing when Ren winning, but I don't think that's gonna happen. He's too fun-loving for that. Next is Aiden. Aiden is a very loving, interesting character. I love his down-to-earth personality. and he didn't do a lot for say, but I love all his lines, and I put him at the top of love. I'm excited to see Aiden, but he's probably going home. And if when he does, I'll be happy because I got it right. But I also miss Aiden. If he comes back, I won't mind that. Because I really want Aiden gone because I'll get a prediction right, and all the signs are leading to Aiden in my opinion. So yeah, so that's love. You can see I have a lot of positive things. Some characters I only have positive things to say about them, but none of them reach the exact peak of absolute icon, if you know what I mean. So now we're getting to the absolute icons, all positive. Let's finish this. Aura. I love Aura. She's about to go at the top of love, but honestly, I love Aura too much. I think she needs to go here. I think this is her perfect Goldilocks spot, and I think unless she messes up, she'll stay an absolute icon for a while. Next is Sam. I think Sam is a very interesting character. He's evil when no one thought he'd be. Very interesting stuff, you know. I can't wait to see him make the merge, because we all know he is, because he's the twist villain, and exactly like Fiore was. But what scares me is that he'll make finale, and then our favorite wins. I feel like if a fan wins, it could be Sam, especially if they're not going the boy-girl route anymore. But still, I feel like Sam going to win is a bit of a stretch, unless they make him like an anti-hero, not exactly a villain, you know? Anyways, top 2 are favorites. We just got introduced to the fans. It's their first episode. No fan makes it to the top 2. Maybe one day. Maybe when a lot of my favorites are gone. But till then, top 2. For this episode, number 2 is Rosa. I was really deciding. It only took me like 5 minutes to decide that I still like Lake in this episode better than Rosa in this episode. I'll get to Lake later, but I think Rosa just has the best. She has an arc. Like, she has a very visible arc. It's going to be very interesting to see how that arc goes. What scares me is that Rosa will be the first one out of the favorites. If she is, it's only good for one reason. That's because I know she's coming back. Like, it's all but confirmed. I was confident with Ted coming back in DC4. Nah, I'm extra confident in Rosa coming back. Ooh, even if it's like one person comes back, I still think Rosa comes back. Aura can go next for all I care. Rosa coming back. And then, number 1 is Lake. Lake's design is one of the best. It's like definitely top 5. Like, her design's awesome. Her personality's awesome. I love her confidence in this episode. It really contrasts from how it was at the beginning of DC2. And I love the screen time she's getting because she needs it. She needs to make, like, listen, I want you to really think about this. Just really think about this for 1 second. How many episodes of Lake has competed in? 11. Lake has competed in 11 episodes. Are you kidding me? 11. 8 in DC2, and then 3 in DC3. All-Stars. So, like, 11 episodes. So she needs to make it at least episode 11 to make up for it. But I think her going at the beginning of Merge would be, like, the perfect spot for her. We get more screen time with her. Maybe she can be in the comeback challenge and make it decently far, maybe. If she makes it farther, then I'll be happy. I just don't think they'll push her that far, because even though she wants to play, I need to see it before I believe it. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Now let's go to the predictions.